Week 15 of the North American Soccer League fall season had it all. Minnesota United FC locked down the top seed in the championship. The New York Cosmos clinched their spot in the postseason. And FC Edmonton put themselves right back into the hunt for that final spot in the championship. Let's get to the highlights. The week kicked off on Wednesday night at Al Lang Stadium, where the Tampa Bay Rowdies were hoping to keep their postseason hopes alive. Ricky Hill's side got off to a great start against visiting Minnesota United FC, finding the net through Georgi Ristov midway through the first half. Just as they did the Wednesday prior, the Rowdies gave up their lead right on the stroke of halftime. The NASL's leading scorer, Christian Ramirez, was of course the one to find the net for United, evening the score at 1-1 in the 44th minute. Ramirez then gave the Loons the lead on the other side of halftime, bringing his 2014 goal total to 19. 10 minutes later, the Rowdies were down a pair, with United midfielder Giuliano Vincentini scoring from close range. The Rowdies would go on to pull one back, but in the end it wasn't enough. The final in St. Pete, United 3, Rowdies 2. Week 15 picked back up over the weekend with a rare Saturday afternoon game at TD Place. Visiting FC Edmonton needed 3 points to give themselves a realistic shot at a spot in the championship, and they made their sense of urgency obvious by getting off to a fast start in Ottawa. Forward Chad Burt finished off a cross from midfielder Lance Lang to put the Eddies up 1-0 inside the opening 10 minutes. 11 minutes later, the Jamaican midfielder was involved again, this time somehow bending a corner kick into the Fury FC net for a 2-0 FC Edmonton lead. That was all the Eddies needed to claim a huge victory on the road. The final in Ottawa, FC Edmonton 2, Fury FC 0. With FC Edmonton upping their point total to 34 in the combined standings, that put some pressure on the Fort Lauderdale Strikers and Carolina Railhawks, who represent their competition for that final spot in the championship. Playing on the road, the Strikers found the net first thanks to English midfielder Mark Anderson. Staring a massive loss straight in the eyes, the Railhawks needed to grab the equalizer, and in the 82nd minute they did just that. Spanish forward Nacho Novo scored in clever fashion to clinch a share of the points for Carolina, and the result kept the Strikers within reach going into the final 2 games of the season.
Schipolati cuts back, Schipolati back across back, oh my!
The final at WakeMed Soccer Park, Railhawks 1, Strikers 1. Over in Indianapolis, the Indy 11 were playing host to a top 2 team for the second straight week. Jurgen Sommer's side was fresh off a 2-0 win over league-leading Minnesota United FC, and the San Antonio Scorpions were apparently next on the menu. Charlie Rugg's 56th-minute goal off a pass from Mike Ambersley was all Indy 11 needed to claim its second straight home win.
Ambersley wins it, plays it across to Charlie Rugg, back of the net!
The final at Carroll Stadium, Indy 11 1, Scorpions 0. With the Scorpions losing in Indianapolis, the New York Cosmos had an opportunity to put some pressure on San Antonio for the number 2 seed in the championship. They had to get by United first, and that proved to be tough. Cosmos goalkeeper Jimmy Maurer had to come up big in the 15th minute to deny Daniel Mendez from close range. Both teams had scoring chances throughout the game, but the best one by far came in the 87th minute when the Loons star forward Christian Ramirez stepped up to the penalty spot. But he missed wide right, forcing the Loons to settle for a draw. The final, United 0, Cosmos 0. Rounding out the Week 15 schedule was a matchup between the Silverbacks and Rowdies in Atlanta. With both teams eliminated from contention, pride was on the line Saturday night. The Rowdies jumped out to the lead in the 38th minute when Bulgarian forward Georgi Ristov found the net for the second time in as many games. The Silverbacks looked dangerous throughout the game, and they got the goal they deserved in the 54th minute when the team's leading scorer, Jaime Chavez, found the net off a cross from Shaka Bangura. The final at Atlanta Silverbacks Park, Silverbacks 1, Rowdies 1. With the Scorpions' loss in Indianapolis, Minnesota had an opportunity to clinch the fall season title, but the missed penalty kick means they have to wait another week to try again. In the combined standings, it's official. We know 3 of the 4 teams that have a seat at the championship table. Minnesota, San Antonio, and New York will be playing on November 8th, but who that 4th team will be is still very much up in the air. The Strikers sit 2 points above FC Edmonton and the Railhawks, but the Eddies head down to South Florida this weekend for a salivating matchup against those same Strikers. The big game between Fort Lauderdale and Edmonton will headline Week 16, which will kick off on Saturday. And that's the week that was in the North American Soccer League.